All right, we're live on YouTube as well, just as a heads up. So let's see, feel free to tackle the poll there. See, so far it would look like turkey and stuffing are tied. Oh, I had an other category. Did that not come up? Oh, it is. Oh, other is tied. I can't wait to explore that. That's why I put it in there. I was hoping to see what people's traditions are around Thanksgiving meal. Of course, it might be something other than the actual meal. So we'll see. Very cool. Happy food, football, and family season, everyone. Yeah, that's awesome. Favorite thing about Thanksgiving is family and togetherness, and this year it probably takes on even more meaning, doesn't it? So I want to explore that too. I'm curious. That was my other poll question was, how many people were going to be doing family gatherings? You know, what was that going to look like? You know, so pretty cool. Neat opportunity. All right, if you're just joining us, we've got a fun poll going on. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, dressing, right. Cherry, thank you. Forgot about that distinction. Let's see. So Bethany, yeah. So I grew up and the bird was always stuffed. And I totally now as an adult get that that's kind of like a little bit taboo from what I understand. So it'd be interesting to hear if other people like follow that too, or what their tradition is around that. Certainly impacts your roasting time, I would think. That's not good. My Bluetooth battery is low. %. That's gonna be a problem. Hold on 1 second. Oh, this will be fun. Okay, I think I need to have a charger on hand, so hang tight. Okay, I'm gonna out Kwaku a little bit, but he just direct messaged me, can I cook? Which is borderline offensive, Kwaku. I mean, anyone that around me at any amount of time knows I love to cook. Now I'm sure that I am by far not the best cook at St. John's. But you know, I think on some dishes I could probably hold my own.
I've never tasted anything that you've done. I haven't seen that side of you yet.
I need to be cooking more.
I felt like that was a dig, Alan.
No.
I felt like that was a dig, and you should handle it.
I think it was a challenge. Maybe he wants Alan to cook him something.
It may be. We might have to like maybe
Well, cook off,
relative.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that.
the great SJCS cook off.
Maybe
It is.
that
But
would be
Kwaku can't cook, so where's the?
No, I can't. I can't cook.
Well,
Oh,
you can't even challenge him then if you can't.
No, I
cook
can't.
walk.
I can't. The way he was talking, I was just like, "Yo, Alan, can you cook? You're talking like you could, you could cook. You got the stuff in there."
He even bakes. Don't you bake, Alan?
So baking is my lesser skill for sure. My twins are great bakers. Definitely, I am more of the cook than a baker, although I once in a while. But no, my twins are phenomenal bakers. So they're incredible. So, all right, well, let's get into this a little bit. Hey, Tom, you could have put that in under other. All right, so the poll is going. And just wanted to explore. So happy Thanksgiving. I mean, now that we're going monthly, we kind of got to think about kind of the different events over the course of the month. And certainly for me, Thanksgiving is probably my favorite holiday. And I think it's that idea of kind of like, it seems like you can press pause differently with Thanksgiving than you can with Christmas, but maybe I'm wrong. I just really loved it. So it's, yeah, love that holiday. But anyway, let's talk. So it looked like turkey was up there. Let me see. I'm connected. Sorry, I'm trying to simultaneously charge my mouse, which is a little bit of a challenge. So turkey was the clear winner. All right. And so does anyone have any secrets or any special things about how they do their turkey? Does anyone do a fryer? Does anyone like do the whole thing where they get the big tongs and the big pot and they put it in there? Anyone done that before?
I've not personally fried turkeys, but I've been part of many Thanksgivings where turkeys have been fried, and multiple turkeys. And they taste, fairly moist. I guess that's the one real distinction. I cook turkey breast side down and at a real low temperature, so I get up early, and that helps retain the moisture, as well. That's my little secret.
Do you brine the turkey? How many people brine the turkey? Wait, first, Kwaku. Maybe we got to explain what a brine is. Okay. So how many people, who brines their turkeys? Oh, Bessie, you brine your turkey?
Yeah, we do. So
Ooh.
since we stay here and don't go home to my large extended family, we do a lot of breasts. So we can brine those first. And then we have a crock pot with Riesling wine. Oh, it's so good.
Oh my
So
God.
good for the turkey breast.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Any other? So I read inject the turkey. Yeah, I think that's very important. That's good. All right. Anybody have any hints for how to keep a turkey moist? I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges around Thanksgiving, right? Is how do you keep the turkey moist?
George is right. Cooking it longer at a very low temperature keeps the moisture, even for a large bird, not just the breast, but yeah.
Yes, and actually even frying it, because it cooks quickly, it doesn't have time to dry out. Even those large cooking bags really helps retain the moisture too.
I cook my turkey in a brown paper bag that I saturate with butter, both inside and out. And it shortens the cooking time and it keeps it very moist.
And then you just go to the hospital for your heart attack right after?
That's right. It's my triple bypass special. The
And in the paper bag doesn't catch fire?
no, it does not. It's the way my mother cooked it, and I continue to do it that way as well. So
Huh?
Oh,
Sidebar, but when I hear Roy talking about like brown paper bag, like when I was a kid, if ever like, I hurt myself, doing something, fall down, whatever, my mom would cut up strips of brown paper bags and she would put them in vinegar and then wrap them around whatever appendage I had hurt. And supposedly that it's something, with pulling the bruising out or some craziness like that. But anyway,
I can't even tell you that that's the first time I've heard that from anybody else except inside my family. When I had scarlet fever when I was a child, but before they decided that I needed to go to the hospital, my grandmother took brown paper bags soaked in vinegar and collard green leaves and wrapped my entire body, mummified me with those things. But it cured everything. It was like Windex. It cured
Exactly. Windex. I was going to say, if you saw my big fat Greek wedding, just put Windex on it.
No.
Well, I've heard of vinegar for sunburns, but that would make sense if you were having like a fever too. Like if it helps take the sting and the burn.
Yeah.
Heat. Yeah.
A miracle cure. I mean, so in my water, I always put a little apple cider vinegar. Like that's always a thing. So I guess it's great for everything. So, okay. What other dishes? Let's hit a couple more dishes. Dressing, or the other bad word is up there. And whether to do it in the bird, not do it in the bird is very controversial today, I believe, because I think like all the health experts would say, keep it out of the bird. Other hit is a big category. So like, what were the others? What are other things about Thanksgiving? What are your favorite other things?
Well, of course, getting together with family and friends, that's top.
Absolutely. Tom's either talking to us or he's talking to somebody else. Also, if you're looking for a cure for hiccups, Antonio threw something in the chat there. Also connected to brown paper bags. So brown paper bags apparently are just magic.
Another cure for hiccups, 2 teaspoons of sugar followed by a glass of water.
There you go. I like that, Rich. That's awesome. That's hilarious. All right. Okay. Any others? And then I got one last place to touch on here for the Thanksgiving. Any others? Ooh, cheese. I love a good mac and cheese for sure. That's a good call right there. And then the last question I have is, okay, pie is a very wide, general, broad category. So I threw that, I made it broad on purpose because I'm guessing that there's multiple pie preferences in this group. So I'm just curious, your favorite pie for Thanksgiving?
My family's own recipe, cantaloupe pie.
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
You've
Yes.
never heard of it.
Oh,
My grandma said they made it up way long time ago, but it is delicious.
Ah. And then and Scott. Okay, now
Talk about all this stuff and know when to
this
go.
word's pecan or pecan.
pecan.
On.
Pecan.
Pecan, yeah.
Only if you're peeing. Only if you're peeing.
Cherry's got a bourbon pecan.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I've had that. Yep.
Now, just to sort of be definitive on this, I lived in Northern California and worked with pecan farmers, and they were quite clear that the pronunciation was pecan, and anybody who pronounced it differently was just wrong.
Yeah,
My
see.
brother was a pecan orchard manager. I got you, Rich. And it's pecan.
There's one E, correct? One E.
I'm just going to the people who pick them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this could be more polarizing than red state, blue state.
Yes, I think so.
So, okay, and then sweet potato, definitely amazing. Sweet potato pie. Cheesecake, yes, also very good. All right, any final ones there? That's awesome. Tremendous, great. Out of curiosity, how many people are going to be getting together with families? I mean, like last year at this time, you know, certainly the guidance was kind of steer clear, stay, you know, in small groups, kind of household things. And so, you know, I feel like everyone's saying we're good to go in terms of getting together. Thanksgiving, just curious. So Rich is getting together. Other people getting together with kind of larger extended family groups. I'm sure looking forward to it. You know, to George's point, that's probably the best part of Thanksgiving for sure. So being surrounded and with people that you love. Awesome. Okay. Well, let's shift gears. I want to get into COVID and then we'll talk more just about a couple things, do some updates, and then I also want to create opportunity for discussion. So, oh, that's very sweet. And I can't wait to hug your children. That's awesome. Looking forward to seeing your kids. That's great. Okay, let me see. I am going to end the poll. I'm going to pull up Precious's email. Thank you, Precious. Okay, a couple things. So COVID, and we are continuing to update just on relevant issues relative to COVID. The first thing we want to do is just start by talking about continued impact. Numbers are coming down, obviously, across the country. It seems like we're in a little bit of a dip, which is positive. Health guidance and experts are pointing to vaccines certainly as support of that. Although they are also concerned about heading into flu season, that we could have a double whammy and a kind of recurrence. So some challenges do lie ahead. Certainly we're not out of it. And so when we look at kind of in terms of active COVID cases, it doesn't look like we have any new active cases for people we support and or staff. So that's positive. We do have some hospitalizations for people in rehab. So on the staff side, it looks like we have 2 hospitalizations. They're both non-COVID, so that's positive. And I think as we transition into the new year, I think we're going to be talking more about, this will become less of kind of the COVID kind of piece of impact on St. John's and more about just what's going on in our family and who can we be thinking about and caring for during this time. So we've got 2 hospitalizations for staff now. Fortunately, both of those are non-COVID. In terms of people we support, we have 2 hospitalizations. Both are non-COVID. That's positive. But we also had a passing in DC. And from what I understand, it was, I think, the oldest current person that we support in DC, if I remember correctly. And I hope I don't mispronounce his name, but it's Isom Hunter. So Mr. Hunter passed away earlier this week. And I believe from what Steve was saying, what Precious mentioned, he was either 89 or 90 years old. And we had supported him for quite some time. So, and I just want to open up the floor and, just anyone want to take a moment and share about Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, I've known him for a long time. He was 87, so getting close to the 89, 90 threshold. But he was just a real gentle guy, sweetheart of a man. Came from Forest Haven decades ago. I can't even recall when he started. He's been with us for so long. He was also on the St. John's video, and just a very iconic moment of him stretched out on his bed, watching television, enjoying himself, and saying, "I'm having a very good day." I'll always remember that.
Thank you for that, George. Anyone else?
The majority of DC team, I think, is still there's another big meeting happening right now, but I can share it. He's been with us 19 years. He came from another provider. I happened to be there to admit him to St. John's, and he was somebody is put their background. He was absolutely a sweetheart, like a gentleman, like a real gentleman. And he always would come, open the door, pull out a chair for you. He was a gentleman. He was super sweet. He loved to, just sit and chat and talk. And he was we called him Pops, actually. I don't know where that came from, but one day he told us to call him Pops, and we started calling him Pops from that point forward. He was just incredibly endearing. I think right before COVID, we just went on vacation and we went on a cruise, and he was having a good time. He was in the dining room. So another person that was there was kind of barking at orders at the waitress. And he stopped him in cold, it just quick. He said, hey, that's a lady you're talking to. Give her the respect that she deserves. And everybody who heard him say it was around it. It was like, yeah, who's that gentleman? I need him in my life. But that's the kind of person he was, and we'll miss him incredibly, Pops.
Thank you for sharing that, Precious.
Yeah, I like to share. I've been working on Hunter since like 16 years, ever since I came to St. John's. And I remember when I first met him, and I said, "Hi, Mr. Hunter, how you doing?" He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Tony. I'll be your nurse." They was living at Military Road at that time. I said, "My name's Antonio. I'll be your nurse. What can I do?" He said, "Well, you could just call me Pops." And that was so touching to me. And then fast forward, and he got older, his upper age. We thought he had a diagnosis of early dementia. And so every time I come in the house, I used to introduce myself to him. And he'd be like, "Okay, okay, I know." And he's always called me John. So one day we was at his ISP meeting, and you go around the room, introduce yourself. So I was about to introduce myself, and he said, "No, I can do it." And I was like, "Oh man, he gonna call me John. Everyone think he's crazy." So I said, "Who am I, Mr. Hunter?" He said, "Your name is Tony. You're my nurse." It floored me because for the last 6 months, he been calling me John. And I was like, "So why are you calling me John?" 'Cause I thought he mixed me and John up because he steals so much. He said, "No, you just like your name should be John." So I've been calling you John all this time. I was like, "Oh my God." So he had a sense of humor of him. He was just he was just such a sweet soul. I'm gonna miss him. He was definitely the light of the. Every time I came around, he told me, "You're gonna be my nurse, but I'm gonna tell you how you do it." So he basically told me how to do my job. And so he's my boss. Actually, when I go to the house, he's my boss. I wasn't his nurse. He was the boss of me. But like, "You're not the boss of me." He said, "Oh, I know you're my nurse, but this is how you're gonna take care of me." And that just goes to show his heart. Like, he's just a special person. I'm really gonna miss him.
Thank you, and as Amanda has said, we offer our deepest sympathies to the whole DC team. We know that, working within this field, we unfortunately are going to see people pass, and it's it's always a difficult time, and especially with our team, people connect like family. They become family, to those that are working closely with them, and it's always difficult to lose a family member. And so I just want to thank the DC team for their support of Mr. Hunter. And thank you for, I think one of the greatest gifts that SJCS can give every person we support is that gift of dignity, especially towards end of life. And I want to thank the DC team for all that they did in pouring into Mr. Hunter's life, and our deepest condolences and sympathies are with all of you, just as you mourn the loss of a family member. So with that, let's just take a moment of silence and reflection, just in holding our hearts those that are hospitalized, or our two staff, as well as people we support, and certainly the family of Mr. Hunter and the DC staff, if you join me. Cool. Thank you for being part of that. As we just kind of wrap up the COVID segment, just want to encourage everyone, please do not let your guard down, even though numbers are coming down. Our guard still has to be up. Vaccinations are available to all, and we have to report those numbers. So please make sure that if you're getting vaccinated, including if you get the booster, that you upload that documentation to Paycom, and your HR rep is more than happy to help you with that should you have any challenges. But we have to make sure that we are reporting our vaccination information across the state, so we can do that in Paycom. Also, just want to let you know, OSHA has released their preliminary guidance relative to President Biden's orders for vaccinations. If you remember, he had said that he was going to issue a mandate for organizations that had over 100 employees, that included a vaccination directive. And so we will be coming out formally, just so that everyone is aware of kind of what that entails. We're getting legal counsel on that, just to make sure that we don't say anything that's not correct. I do know, just from my preliminary scan, again, this isn't gospel yet, but preliminary scan, it looks like from everything I've read, that it is a vaccine mandate, but there is a provision for testing, regular testing to be in place of vaccination. So now that wouldn't apply per se in DC, as DC has a law and a mandate in place for vaccinations only. But for the other states, based on, again, what I'm reading from multiple sources, as well as the actual provision itself, it looks like it's requiring the vaccination. We will, it look like, since we have more than 100 employees, have to come in line with that. But then there is a provision for vaccine testing, regular vaccine testing, which we're already doing. So more to come on that. We'll have official guidance for you, SJCS guidance for you, once we hear back from our attorneys and are able to interact with that. And just want to correct myself earlier. When you're uploading your vaccination information, if you have any challenges, make sure you reach out to your HR generalist, okay, in your area, okay? So I think that's it right now for COVID, for vaccinations. Let's see where we are. Let's do this. So, we got about 30 minutes left, and here's where I'd like to go with this. So I want to do two things. I want to create an opportunity for rapid fire updates. So just kind of around St. John's, but kind of keep them short, okay? Just to kind of give you tidbits of the big things that are either happening now, have happened in the very recent past, or could happen the next month that we want to make you aware of. And then I would love to make sure we break off some time for discussion and ideas about how you think we could improve town hall, and maybe some ideas that we could look at putting into place or testing or whatever it might be as we go into the new year. So we'll probably keep a similar format going into the December meeting, which will be the first Friday in December. But as we head into the first Friday in January for town hall, we might be able to try some new formats. And so be thinking about that during updates, okay? So that we can have some fun talking about that, ideas that we might be able to put into place to make our town halls more refreshed and a little bit more vibrant. All right, so let me pause there and just open up for any updates. And Rich, do you have a question? Your hand's been up for a bit, and I'm thinking that was from before, but just check.
I do not. That has historically gone down by itself. I apologize, and we'll fix that.
No worries. Rich, do you want to, since you're now talking, do you want to start with any updates from strategic initiatives? You've been pretty busy over the last month.
No, I'm good. No, just kidding. Over about 2 weeks ago, I had submitted 5 NOFA's notice of funding for HUD. This would sort of expand our OASIS program in DC. It would add an additional program in DC that would actually be for youth homelessness, but also focus on those with medical issues. In Tennessee, both did applications both in Memphis and in Western Tennessee, again, looking at housing programs there, and then in New York, looking at family housing. So that's exciting. We'll probably know about that in the next couple months. We are now turning our attention to licensing. Probably will start with conversations with Kwaku and Alfred, and then go on from there to find opportunities for behavioral health and substance abuse services in each of our states. And of course, we'll just keep looking for M&As. Lastly, I'm looking to hire somebody in the next couple months to kind of help spread this out a bit and create some more consistency. So I'm excited about finding the right person.
Very cool. And just so everyone knows, normally I would be trying to spotlight whoever is sharing. It looks like right now that's not available to me for some reason. So I can pin him, but I don't think that matters to you. I think that would only matter to me from a view standpoint. I can't highlight him. Rich, just for those that may not be aware, the NOFA is very specific to homeless services, right? And housing. And it's the way that the federal government pours money into the communities, right? Like, do I have a basically correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So in each region or city, there's something referred to as a COC, continuum of care. They represent the homeless and housing needs for each city or state, and depending on the size of the area. And then applications go through the local COCs for initial approval and then on to HUD for final approval. This year, a big focus has been on housing. We're hearing it locally and nationally. There's just not enough housing to go around and meet the needs. And so really from a national level, HUD is looking to bring in housing and is starting to recognize the need for supports to keep vulnerable people in housing. So I think that's something that our team does incredibly well and something we can build on our current strengths. Also, I apologize for not being on camera, having some Wi-Fi issues that kind of been blinking in and out.
No worries. No worries. Cool. Thank you, Rich. Who else would like to give an update?
I can give a quick one. It's just been a really good week in development. We received another $1,000 gift this week, and we also found out that we're going to be getting a stock transfer, which is hopefully going to be a significant amount. We'll find out soon, but it's really exciting. Part of that, I think, is due to the website and the options that are listed on there as other ways for people to give. So keep sharing, please, the stories that we're putting out on social media so we can drive more people to that website, which then just helps us. And then the last thing that we were able to draw down some money from Poshmark, which then goes to our ACES participants. And I know I heard Quad say that we got our final 10th participant. So that's really great. So we'll have some money to help out with that. So really excited about that.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, the fact that, so when we started Oasis, I guess it's almost 2 years ago now, it's close, around there. The goal was to get 10 people, and we came out, and started getting matched because it's a matchmaking process. And so, but then COVID hit and it kind of slowed everything down. So it's just awesome to see that we have finally hit our 10th participant, which is phenomenal. And with Rich's work and the team's work, perhaps we'll see additional resources come in that would allow us to grow that program. And I totally agree with you, Bessie. Again, if you haven't seen the new website, check it out. And we've seen an uptick in traffic since launching it. Thank you for all of you that are sending people to the website and referring and sharing and doing all those things. Good things are coming as a result of that. And also, Bessie, we've got acquisition pieces going out too, correct? I mean, so our whole process of getting new donors, we're literally in the process of showing up in people's mailboxes as we speak, between now and the end of the year. It's the acquisition season.
Yeah. So we had one that went out in August, one that went in October, and we have multi-bars. Those are people that were on multiple lists, so we get to mail them twice. So those are going out, and then we're planning on another big wave in January. So be on the lookout.
Hey, Alan, just one more quick thing there, and this is sort of a thank you to Bessie and her team. Almost any federal grant you write requires a match of about 25%. What Bessie and her team do as far as donation creates a foundation to be able to support that match, and the gift in kinds that are bringing jackets and socks and shoes to people also gets to count towards that match. And so not only are we helping people, but not stealing from Peter to pay Paul in the process. So thank you to Bessie and her team for that as well.
Cool. Thank you, Rich. All right. Yeah, Precious.
Hey, Alan, I'll give a quick update. I know no, I won't. I can't give an update right now. In a minute. I'll be back.
We'll come back to you.
I can go next. It's Gloria in HR. Oh, hey, Roy.
Hi, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So I sent an email out yesterday, late yesterday, I believe it was. So for those whose vacation accruals were interrupted, not sure what happened there. Either way, the accruals have started back. That was about a month or more ago. But any accruals that you should have had when there was that stoppage has been retroactively added to your vacation accrual bucket, right? So your accrual should be up to date by now. And then for your vacation accruals rather. And then for the sick accruals, we're still working on that. Haven't quite gotten that finished yet, but as soon as we do, I'll send you an email to let you know to look for the any retro sick accruals that are owed to you. That's it for me.
All right. And it might be worth mentioning too, Gloria, you've had a couple additions to your team this past week. And I don't see them on the call per se right now. We'll make sure they can get on them in the future just so people can put faces with names. But could you just kind of briefly speak to kind of who and what their roles are so that people know kind of if they see emails come in, who they're connected to?
Absolutely. Thank you. So we have two additions to the team. We have Rebecca and John. So John Hardy is our new recruiter to the team, and he's going to support, at least initially, Tennessee. We all know that Tennessee's in a huge hiring crisis, has been for a while, but Tennessee and Delaware. And John is phenomenal. He has experiences recruiting for Howard University Hospital, as well as Howard University School of Medicine. So he understands the world that we're in. He's recruited CNAs and professors and all types of professionals and others in the medical environment. So he gets it. So he started as of Monday. He is hitting the ground running. He's already joined 5 or 6 networking groups, social media networking groups to help with the recruiting efforts in Tennessee. He actually met Amanda and Tom in person, who they happen to be here this week. So that was really good. He has 2 local phone numbers in Tennessee. So when he makes calls to applicants, they'll know that it's from a local phone number. He also has made contact with about 3 social media recruiting groups in Delaware as well. And he also has a Delaware outgoing number, so that, again, when he calls applicants, it'll be a little bit more familiar to those whom he's calling. And then we have Rebecca Powell. Rebecca is a benefits specialist. She's been working in benefits for about 15, 16 years. That is her thing. That is her love. And so she started on Monday as well, getting her up to speed, getting her access to our plans, et cetera, so that she can help manage the benefits from behind the scenes. She may send you, emails or make phone calls to you because maybe there's something in your account you need to know about, et cetera, et cetera. But I think that both of them are phenomenal, and I am so excited to have them, and so excited that they're both hitting the ground running. But I also want to publicly thank those, I'm not sure who's on here, but who actually helped to select those folks. So I didn't select them by myself. So for the recruiting, I had Cherry and Dwayne and Tom as part of the interview process. And so I wanted them to be involved with who would support their teams. And Alfred as well. So who would support their teams. So thank you for that. And then on the benefits piece, I actually had Beverly and Charlie and Sandra, and I interviewed Rebecca. And together we thought that she'd be a super addition and a value add to the team. So I'll make sure that they're on the next time. I don't see them on here now. But at some point in time, you'll meet them either via Zoom or who knows, maybe in person.
Very cool. Thank you, Gloria. That's great. And I would just say too, just to throw this out there for anyone that needs to hear it, during times of change, and we've had some change in HR happening, challenges can happen, right? Like people may be more difficult to reach or whatever it might be like. It's like that in any of our departments when we get overwhelmed with a lot of things going on or we're understaffed, right? Like we're experiencing that all across the organization. I want to encourage you, if for whatever reason, if you have a critical need and for whatever reason, you're not connected with your HR generalist or you're feeling like you need further assistance, feel free. You can always reach out to myself. You can always reach out to a member of the leadership team. You can always reach out to Gloria. So while we always want to direct you primarily first and foremost to your HR generalist, the person that is assigned to your team to really help you, don't feel that like if you feel like you need additional assistance, you can't reach out. We absolutely want you to know that we're here, we care, especially on things like benefits, especially on things like accessing those resources to help you. We want to make sure that you know how to do that. So sometimes things get caught up and just fall through cracks and things like that during times of change. And I just want to encourage you all, hang in there. If that's you and you feel like you need additional attention, you feel like something isn't quite where it should be, feel free to reach out. We've all been in those situations, right? Where for whatever reason, just we needed that extra help. And so we want to be that place, and HR wants to be that place for you here at SJCS. Okay, other updates.
I'll go really quickly before the call comes back again. So I just wanted, a lot of things are happening in the space of enabling technology. More people we support are utilizing technology for greater independence. we have a lot of projects going on between the THERAP project, the Enabling Technology Plans in Tennessee. We're a part of a movement for workforce development project in Tennessee that will help us across the agency, is not specifically in Tennessee, where we're learning how to better utilize our staffing and our service delivery differently, so that we can utilize physical staff where most needed and utilize enabling technology more. We're working on a few special projects, but I'm going to take the Apple approach and not put it out there. And if you get a sneak peek of what that is, so be it. But I'm not going to put it on social media yet. So just wait for that. I do want to say thank you to the innovation and technology team for putting on a great production at the directors meeting, which was a virtual presentation we were able to do for the state of Tennessee. And I will confidently say we did a great job. People were excited. We were the most exciting thing on the agenda, and actually the facilitator of the meeting actually said that. So I'm super excited. And there was another presentation right after us, but we burnt that stage. So I don't know what they were standing on when they were doing that. So I just want to say thank you to Ryan, Carl, Steve. Steve was back there being the behind the curtain man, making sure that everything worked out well. And Dwayne, we really did a great job. And I got so much great feedback from the different members of the Tennessee team. And a former St. John's program director was actually one of the persons in that meeting. And she outwardly expressed how proud she was of St. John's and all that we've accomplished. And she couldn't have been prouder. So I want to just send that along and just say thank you. We did order computers for Tennessee homes. So unfortunately, we're in the middle of a labor crisis in the industry. And so they're a little bit on back order. Not a little bit, they're a lot on back order. But at least we got the order in, we have our position in line. And so eventually they will come in. And as soon as those things come in, we'll be getting them out there so that they could be utilized in that. We have so many different deadlines in different states as far as technology goes, not just our own deadlines, but state imposed deadlines as well. EVV starting January 1, THERAP taking over completely in the state of Tennessee. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but I just want to say in advance, thank you, because we're only able to do these things because we work together as a team. And that everybody is super passionate and super excited about everything. So I just want to say thank you in advance because I'm about to give you some more stuff. So thanks. And New York is also in the running for completing their shift accreditation. So I want to thank Chris and Roy and the whole Ithaca team for bringing New York up. You know, I got a special heart for New York, so you gotta bring it up. Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. And congratulations on that presentation. That's awesome. Great feedback.
I want to piggyback off of Precious real quick for the shift accreditation. So we got word a few days ago that in 2 weeks, a few of us are going to the State Tech Conference in Nashville. And we got word a few days ago that we are being recognized at the Tech Conference for being 1 out of 9 provider agencies in Tennessee who have gotten our Tech First shift accreditation. So they'll have an award ceremony and we will get our award from the commissioner.
That is awesome.
So we're being recognized. So that's something to be very, very proud of for all those participating in shift and exciting.
Phenomenal. Congratulations. Well deserved. It's great. Any other updates?
A quick update from Ithaca, New York. I got your back there, Precious. We will take care of that. Trust me. A couple things. As many of you know, I've talked in the past that we've had an HVAC upgrade in the shelter, which is really cool technology that with installed into our heating and air conditioning system. We now have a fresh air intake that is equipped with technology, infrared technology, to kill all kinds of pathogens, including the COVID-19 virus. So that's in place and operating as I speak. So that's pretty cool. Also, Chris and I have been working with the City of Ithaca Common Council, the Sheriff's Department, and the Ithaca City Police Department, and local businesses on many issues as they deal with the unsheltered encampment. One of the issues that we have dealt with, and St. John's has taken sort of spearheading the operation, is that many of the businesses lose shopping carts on to a great degree. In fact, when we met with Wegmans, they said that to replace the carts that they lose in a 1-year period cost them $60,000 to $70,000 per year to replace the carts. So as some of you may know, a favorite mode of transportation or way to get goods around for the homeless community is shopping carts. And so volunteer folks from St. John's businesses and the city are getting together. They're going to gather up carts, and we are going to refurbish them and then create parking spots where people can use those carts as opposed to taking new carts from any of the businesses. So looking forward, we're thinking that it's going to work. We're hoping that it's going to work, and that's going to begin to happen this weekend. So cold weather has officially started. All this week has been cold enough for Code Blue to be in action, and we are housing people start slowly, and it has started slowly, but it has started. So that's it from Ithaca, New York.
Thank you, Roy. That's brilliant. It's great innovation and great potential partnership with the city.
Yep.
So congratulations.
Yep.
Maybe Wegmans, if they see a dip in that number of carts they have to replace, maybe
donation.
So that would be a great relationship. Wegmans is a phenomenally philanthropic company. And
so I don't know if you have Wegmans down your way or in Tennessee, but Wegmans is a large grocery store that it's a pretty amazing grocery store and you're right, it is a great organization and very philanthropic. So
yeah, very family run, headquartered in Rochester. And actually, Roy, spring of 22, there will be one stop away from me on the Metro. So I'm very
nice. Cool.
All right, other updates.
Real quick, this is probably my favorite time of the year. Just getting ready for all of the holiday events, and it's really nice to see how we support the staff and the individuals we support who may not have that many have strong family ties. So all of the planning that goes into making sure that these times are special for the people we support and the staff is really probably one of my most favorite times of the year. And I think this year seems even a lot more important just due to so many things that I'm hearing and so many people who we just, have just passed away recently. So it's good to be able to have some time carved out to just enjoy people and others.
Yeah, that's cool. Very good. Thank you, Kwaku. Kwaku's been busy sending pictures between Halloween and now we're on to Thanksgiving. So of people we support, being out in the community, doing things they love, celebrating the holidays. Great. More to come. Maybe we'll at the next one in December, put together a little bit of a highlight reel, pictures and or video that we could show. That'd be cool. Any other updates? I just want to say a couple things. This week, there was a large group or mid-sized group of people, about 20 of us total between leadership team and extended leadership team, that participated in a series of interviews for a chief operations officer position that we are recruiting for and posted for. And so more to come on that. So we have really decided we need to invest in this role in order to really focus on operations 24/7 and support the staff and the managers that are doing the work in the States to be able to run as efficiently as possible and make sure that they're able to get the support that they need. Also, this position will allow George to really be able to focus once again, I don't want to say primarily, but on quality and compliance. You know, George wears multiple hats, and he's worn the quality and compliance hat for a very long time. But the last couple of years have been challenging with COVID, you know, and the pandemic, and then he served as liaison with Tennessee and is also serving in that capacity for the DC staff. And we've had to make some cuts in the quality and compliance program over the last couple of years. So I'm excited to be able to say with George that we're going to start really bolstering our quality and compliance program agency-wide. And moving into fiscal year 22, we're going to take some strides in that. So we'll definitely take ground in that. And so this COO role really help free up George's capacity to be able to help us think through and map that out, and then bring resources to bear and structure to bear over the next couple of years as we really try to make sure that our quality and compliance program is at the very highest level that it can be for the people that we support. So that's such a critical part of what we do and how we support. We do an amazing job providing very safe and healthy care to people, but we want to make sure that we continue to raise the bar there. So more to come on that. So we'll more to come on that role and how it will fit into the organization. But one of the things that we've talked about going into fiscal year 22 is that by really having someone that can commit almost fully to operations, that allows us to really invest resources in our strategic initiatives like business development with Rich, enabling technology with Precious, and fundraising and marketing with Bessie. And so more to come on that. It's exciting to see that we're moving down that path, and certainly we want to keep you in the loop on all of that as we move forward. All right. Any questions, comments, any other updates? It's around 3:25. It gives us a few minutes.
I just want to remind everybody that daylight saving time ends this weekend, Sunday.
Thank you. Fall back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with the remaining 5 minutes we have, you know, as you think about Town Hall, and Town Hall certainly served us really well. Ironically enough, we started it literally at the front end of the pandemic. And I don't even remember if we knew. I think we probably talked about doing it monthly or every other week or something like that. But if I remember correctly, one of our very first ones was in Tennessee while we were there for a retreat with the Tennessee managers. And then literally everything shut down. So and COVID just kind of rolled in. And so Town Hall has been a phenomenal way for us to stay in touch with each other and hopefully grow closer and keep you as well informed as possible. We realize it's one of multiple channels that we need to use in order to get messages and information into your hands. But we've really enjoyed the opportunity to connect with people. But there's always ways that we can improve, and there's always ways we can keep it fresh. So want to just throw this out to you and just see if you have any thoughts or ideas for maybe how we could improve it going into January 22, you know, and is it a different format? Do we take it on the road? Are there different interactive things you would like to see? Like, I want to take a minute and just see if there's any ideas. We'll spend more time on this discussing it in December, and certainly we'll also ask for feedback via email. But if you have thoughts on how, or things you'd like to see at Town Hall, or how we can improve it, or maybe how it could be more fun, would you please consider putting them in the chat, or you're welcome to take yourself off mute. Or you could change your name into the idea that you have. You could rename yourself into the idea you have. So let's just take a minute and you can think about that. And if you have any thoughts, feel free to act on those now and offer them up. All right, Rich, more program hosted town halls. Rich, you want to give us like 20 seconds on that?
Yeah, I really enjoyed what Roy and Kate had done in Ithaca, and just being able to see and get a flavor for that. I think Tennessee has done that at a program or two, but just really bringing kind of the videos from more of the local homes, bringing clients in from time to time when appropriate, but just sharing some of those kind of specific experiences I think might bring us together.
Great idea. Thank you, Rich. Any other thoughts? Let's see, I need to also look to see if anyone has renamed themselves. What suggestions might you have on how we could potentially improve our town hall experience?
Hello, hey, Alan.
Hey, Roy.
Just a thought, and I'm not sure how we would do this. I know a lot of people are actually working right now and and having a tough time to actually attending the town hall. But if we could figure out a way to get more people, I think we have approaching 600 employees, and right now there's 40 people on. If we could sort of get the numbers up somehow, and I'm not exactly sure how we would do that, but I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think we should certainly try to increase engagement for sure, and I feel like one of the challenges is like what you said, there's people literally on shift right now.
Right.
Some of our DSPs have and do pop in, and we get an inside look into kind of their work, which is great. So maybe if we could build some more intentionality around that, Roy, that would be good, So I like that thought though.
I've heard some people ask for another day besides Friday afternoon. I don't know if that would help any, or if people have thoughts on that.
It's a great question. Maybe we make that a poll question at some point in time, just to tease that out a little bit. Is there a better day? Better day, better time. Let's see, Kwaku's thrown in the chat, highlighting staff and people we support. Yeah, I think that we could definitely build some more intention around that too. And this was kind of our leadership team discussion, that maybe with a little more time between the town halls, that allows for some of that planning, or allows to get some of that content. And if we're highlighting maybe a program or a state like once or twice a year, it gives them the time they need to kind of like pull some of that together and prepare. So we might be able to do that.
I'll just add there too, just to piggyback on what Bessie was saying, I'm working with the state teams. Once we have the technology in our locations, we very easily can ensure that all staff on shift, on duty at the time of this meeting can participate. And for us, that takes the number from what it is right now to all the way to, we have like 100 locations. So 100 locations could be on at the same time, and we could be very intentional about this is a time where we want staff and the people we support to come together, and it's during their work hours, so it's not as so much of a burden to participate.
That's great. That'd be phenomenal. All right, any final thoughts? It's 3:31. I want to be sensitive to people's time. Okay, well, we will continue to ask for feedback and find ways to hear back from you. Certainly, if you have any ideas, you can reach out directly to myself offline through email if you'd like. But we will also be reaching out in order to try to get feedback and just perspective. So I think the goals, what I heard some great goals are increasing engagement, highlighting programs, highlighting staff, spotlighting people we support. All wonderful things that we want to accomplish, and that would be tremendous. So it'll be part of our New Year's resolution going into calendar year 22. All right. Well, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day and an amazing weekend. Great to be back together. I hope that you're able to get some time with your loved ones throughout the course of the weekend, and just time to rest and rejuvenate. Thank you so much for all that you're doing day in and day out in support of the people that we support. Thank you for being just tremendous advocates for St. John's and for the people we support, and just tremendous ambassadors. So we love you all, and take care. Have an awesome weekend. Bye now.
Take care, everybody.